CUDOS is about to join the ASI Alliance, and we can finally switch our AGIX to the ASI FET token on Cardano. As well as all the other AI news, for example, OpenAI brought out their new model, which we'll have a brief look at as well. But how are you all doing today? Great to have you here on another Wednesday. Let's get right into it. And great to see you here, Judy. I hope you're having a great day. Obviously, great to see everybody else as well. But let's get into it right away. So first, this one. There was an X space about CUDOS joining the ASI Alliance, and this is basically a brief summary of the most important points. By the way, this ASI community here, I would recommend you follow them as well on X, because they post quite a bit of cool, interesting stuff sometimes. Always a good read. So yes, again, they summarize the X space a little bit about CUDOS joining the Alliance. And a few important points are, now the ASI Alliance has access to a large number of GPU hardware by NVIDIA to run their decentralized AI components. The Alliance does not rely on centralized services like Google Cloud or Amazon Web Services. And obviously, this is the most amazing thing because we want decentralized AI development. And it would kind of defeat the purpose if our decentralized AI runs on centralized cloud services like Amazon or Google. So this is perfect. CUDOS is actually the perfect addition for the ASI Alliance, if we look at that. Then more, bringing the technology and innovation of multiple projects together under a single token, FET, which is ASI token, allow us to compete with centralized offerings. CUDOS is another value add to the stack, mainly from a compute and hardware point of view. AI startups spend millions of dollars each time to access GPU computing power. Accessing more cost-effective, decentralized hardware through CUDOS saves them money and adds to their runway. So this is also another revenue opportunity for the ASI stack. Each component, right, if we look at all the single components of the ASI Alliance, which CUDOS is now a component from, or better said, the decentralized compute is another component. Each component may not be as valuable on its own, but together they unlock billions. The CUDOS merge alone unlocks at least 1 billion for mere 150 million of investment, because this all coming together, and especially the ASI Alliance having now all of this cloud computing behind what they are doing, just puts them in a much, much better position to put their own products out and add to their tech stack. The utility for FET will increase exponentially by merging with CUDOS and being able to access its hardware. It's a clear differentiation factor for the ASI Alliance, which no other project can come close to compete with. Access to computing power is one of the most important aspects for AGI. One thing is important, LLMs like ChatGPT are wasteful due to the data they consume. The ASI approach will be way more effective and cheaper too, a great competitive edge. Once the ASI Alliance can properly showcase the applications that are built on the ASI tech stack, the valuation will multiply. There's much value that will be unlocked. And this is something that I'm so excited about when they finally release more and more, because right now we have the ASI Alliance. And well, there's not really that much you can do, right? You can go to the marketplace a little bit. You can do a few things with FET. You can use the predictor model of Ocean. But let's be honest, it's not that much that's interesting for the general public. Are you using ASI Alliance products? Let me know in the chat right now, or maybe I'll make a poll. Are you using anything from the ASI Alliance on a regular basis or at all? Let me make a poll about that, because I personally, I don't use anything like ever. Are you using any products from the ASI Alliance. Yes, no, sometimes, just once. All right. Okay, I mistyped. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So let me know, are you using anything? Because I really don't. But now having the cloud compute enables them to, and obviously they are working on putting out the Hyperon node combined with FET and NuNet and Hypercycle. And once all of that gets going, then they can, as I say here, properly showcase the applications that are built on the ASI tech stack. The valuation will multiply, because once this is used, not just necessarily by us, but just by companies or businesses, the valuation will multiply, because right now there's not that much going on, except a few things that we already talked about before. For example, the smart home combinations with, I believe that was SingularityNet, and a few other things. And once this can be showcased in a much bigger scale, which is possible with more compute, the valuation will be much higher, and probably the token will also start to raise a lot as well. So I recommend you go over to X and you listen to the recording of that X phase. I think it's pretty interesting. It's always good to be up to date. But yeah, this is it in short. Good. Now let's head over right here and let's look a bit more at CUDOS. So this is now, what even is CUDOS? AI prompts as a new intellectual property. Why confidential computing is so important in blockchain. When you're asking an AI to build something or perform a task, that prompt is your intellectual property. It's what defines the outcome, and in many ways, it's more valuable than the code itself. And we want to think about that for just a second, right? Because this is very important. You know, there are actually sites where you can go and where you can sell your prompts or buy prompts. So coming up with great prompts, right? Obviously, most of us just use ChatGPT most of the time, quote unquote, brain dead, right? We go to ChatGPT, we type something in, brain dead, just a question that we have, and then we read what ChatGPT gives us. But we can get so much more out of AIs, ChatGPT, Claude, Midjourney, whatever AI system it is, if we actually put some thought behind the prompts that we use, and we use it in a different way. We'll get into that later when we look at the new OpenAI model, right, which now uses chain of thought prompting, which is something we could have done, and I have done, and maybe some of you have done as well, all the time with the other models as well, right? Chain of thought prompting is just us telling the model, hey, think through that so it can refine its answer way better. So yeah, thinking about a prompt, coming up with great prompts is a skill to learn, and coming up with a great prompt is your intellectual property. And yes, the code itself obviously is great. The code enables the model to bring out something good, but really bringing out a good outcome depends fully on the prompts that you use. I have a few videos about prompt engineering for beginners on this channel. I made them back in the day. Now I'm focusing way more on the decentralized aspects of AI, but back in the day I focused a bit more on AI in general. So yeah, if prompt engineering sounds strange for you, you just use it brain dead, you never think about your prompts, maybe you want to check out my beginner course, beginner video about prompt engineering. All right, we work with over 100 data centers around the world, many of them powered by coal or gas. The waste was staggering and the environmental impact was significant. That's when I knew I had to do something different, right? And this is here, what's his first name? Hawkins. Let's call him Hawkins. I'm sure he has a first name. I don't know it yet because I just learned about him a few days ago since CUDOS joined. All right, so let's call him Hawkins. Let's just call him Hawkins without the first name. So yes, he says that because he worked at cloud computing centers, right? That's where he worked at. And he says, man, we wasted so much energy, we need to do something different. And then he started CUDOS because of that. CUDOS was set up to democratize cloud computing to make it accessible and sustainable for everyone. We wanted to enable anyone, anywhere, to earn from their computing resources while reducing the environmental impact. Right? So this is why CUDOS was born. Yeah. Success means nothing if you're not giving back. And I love this attitude of Hawkins. Let's just call him Stephen for now, because Stephen Hawkins is just now his nickname. But good. Through CUDOS Ventures, he has launched initiatives to provide technology and educational resources to underserved communities around the world. We are in a position to make a difference, so it's our responsibility to do so. And I absolutely love that, and just also tells me that they fit perfectly to the ASI Alliance. Because again, really, what are we trying to do? Why do we support the ASI Alliance? Of course, we want our token to go up. Yes, sure, we want to make money with that, of course. But really, people on this channel, and likely you support the ASI Alliance, you love what they are doing because you share their vision. The vision of a better decentralized democratic world, right? Where the voice of everybody is heard, where propaganda is eliminated or mostly eliminated, and instead we have decentralized entities that really are in the hands of the people, of all of us. So we all have a very idealistic vision, let's call it like that. We want positive things to happen on this planet. And someone's saying exactly this here. Success means nothing if you're not giving back, right? We have launched initiatives to provide technology and education resources to underserved communities around the world. Tells me, yes, they share this exact same vision. Their heart is at the right place. I know it sounds cheesy and whatever, but this is right. This is what we want. This is why we love the ASI Alliance, because we want to have a positive impact. We want a better tomorrow, a better future, basically. Not that right now it's so horribly bad, but man, we see that it can go very bad very fast, and we don't want that. We want it to go even better. So yeah, very happy about CUDOS joining, especially when I read this paragraph here. If everyone has access to your prompts, you've lost your competitive edge. That's why confidential computing is so important, right? And confidential computing is, right, the cloud computing, where no one has access to your prompts that you put in, because this is just right for you in the cloud that is secure in the CUDOS tech stack. AI is going to change everything from how we work to how we live. The next step is making sure that everyone has access to this technology and that they can protect their intellectual property as they innovate, right? And this is really one goal of CUDOS, and this is also why they fit perfectly to the ASI Alliance. Obviously, we want decentralization, but in the decentralization, we still have our own individual rights, obviously, and we want to have our own intellectual property safe in a decentralized cloud by CUDOS, right? And not necessarily for everyone to read in a centralized service. All right. Good, that article about CUDOS. And now, since the title is everything you need to know, let's get into even more about CUDOS joining the Alliance. Something that's probably interesting. By the way, do we have any CUDOS holders here on the stream or on the replay? If you hold CUDOS and you watch this on the replay, let me know in the comments. I would love to have some CUDOS holders in the community. All right. And I see so far no one has ever used any product from the ASI Alliance. I mean, go over there just to test that, right? Just once. I want to see it just once. No, anyway, I also just once used them to test them and to make the video, right? But aside from that, but I also don't use other AI products that often, right? Sometimes I use Midjourney and then ChatGPT, obviously. Actually, I tend to use Claude more than, well, I guess I'm using AI services. I also use Pi. Okay, anyway, let's get into the article. First, let me get a sip of water here. All right. CUDOS governance proposal. Notice on the voting eligibility of AGIX stakers on Ethereum and Cardano. And this is important for you if you want to vote. And you can vote from tomorrow. Right? Today is actually the last day you can apply this year, what I'm telling you right now, so that you can vote. So listen up if you want to vote. CUDOS tokens would be merged into the ASI Alliance token FET, unifying the networks on a single ecosystem. This development is pending approval by both communities, with voting scheduled to commence on September 19, 2024 at 6 p.m. UTC and close on September 24, September 24, 2024 at 6 p.m. UTC. So yeah, tomorrow the voting is going to start. Tomorrow. Effectively, only FET ASI token holders on mainnet Ethereum, Cardano, and Binance Smart Chain will be eligible to vote on the Alliance CUDOS governance proposal. So if you don't hold the ASI token FET, if you still hold AGIX, or if you still hold Ocean, now you need to merge, right? Because only if you hold the FET token, the ASI token, which is FET, you are eligible to vote for this merger, which makes sense because we are not single entities anymore. We are the ASI Alliance. So you need now to use the unified token. And for that, you probably want to unstake. Actually, if we read here, it already is unstaked. Token holders on, Therefore, AGIX stakers on both Ethereum and Cardano would need to migrate their tokens to ERC20 FET and Cardano native token FET respectively before the eligibility snapshot on September 19th, 2024 at 2 p.m. UTC. So this year is important. Yes, you can vote from September 19th, 6 p.m. to September 24th, 6 p.m. But there will be a snapshot on September 19th, 2 p.m. UTC. So tomorrow, 2 p.m. UTC is a snapshot, and that determines if you are eligible to vote, right? So by then, you need to have your FET tokens in your own wallet. Obviously not on an exchange. If you have tokens on an exchange, you need to send that to your own wallet now because you cannot vote from an exchange wallet. But I think everybody here should probably know that. Good. All ERC20 AGIX tokens contributed to this staking window will be automatically returned to their respective holders, right? So if you stake your AGIX on Ethereum, you already got your tokens back on September 14th, actually. You already have your AGIX tokens back in your wallet because the voting period was shut court, it was ended, the rewards have been sent to you, and you have your tokens back in your wallet. So you will be able, as you can see here, it will be terminated prematurely on September 13th, along with any accrued rewards. So yes, you are able to vote if you have it in your own wallet. Now, when we go to Cardano, this is a little bit different. If you have your Cardano native AGIX tokens not withdrawn during the user phase, will be locked for 3 days. The next opportunity to withdraw your tokens will only come after the reward distribution phase ends on September 19th at 9 a.m. UTC, right? So at September 9 a.m. UTC is your chance to withdraw your tokens from staking. And this leaves you an additional 5-hour window to convert your tokens before the governance vote eligibility snapshot will take place. So if you're staking, I hope this was not too confusing. Let me make this very simple. If you're staking Cardano, if you're staking AGIX on Cardano and you want to vote, you need to unstake your tokens, which will be possible at tomorrow at 2 p.m. You need to unstake your tokens tomorrow at 2 p.m. or a little bit later, but from 2 p.m. tomorrow before 6 p.m. UTC, which is when the snapshot is taken. Otherwise, you are not eligible to vote on this proposal. Okay, I hope I made this clear now. And why am I so vocal about this, right? I could just mention it, oh yes, you need to vote, but I want to make this very clear and very vocal, because what are we building here? Decentralized AI, right? This is everything we stand for. It's this. We want a democratized system, decentralized democratized system. And if we want that, we also have to partake in it. That's the same as saying, yes, I want to vote for whoever is in the government in my country, and then you are not going to actually vote. Then what good is the system? Right? What good is the system if you're not going to actually vote? Your voice should be heard. Everybody's voice within this community. So, yes, that's why I'm so vocal about, hey, take care of this. Go and vote. This is a democratic decision. We want a decentralized democratic AI development system, right? So we better participate in it, or all the meaning of it gets lost. Okay? Good. If you experience any technical difficulties during this transition period, please contact our staking support team via email at staking@singularitynet.io. So they also took care of that. They actually, just for all of this, have this separate email. So they can make sure they get back to you and resolve all the issues so that you can unstake, so that you can vote, that you're there for the snapshot in time and can vote. We are actively working on the specifications for new staking pools that would support both ERC20 FET on Ethereum and Cardano native token FET on Cardano. The new staking program is poised to offer enhanced utility, reputation scoring, and a revised reward system. So I'm very excited about that, and I'm really looking forward to this happening, especially about this here, reputation scoring. This is what I've been waiting for a long time, because obviously we want a, again, democratic system, but we also want to make sure that no bad actors can overtake the system by just getting a lot of tokens. So the reputation system is something I really, really love. If you want to find out more, watch any about my ASI Alliance videos or Singularity Net video, whatever. I talk about the reputation system quite a bit in there. Good. Now, let's get into the actual merging and bridging and stuff. So a few small things here. First of all, the direct Cardano native AGIX to Cardano native FET migration tool deployed on Cardano mainnet is now live. So you can now convert your AGIX tokens to FET. And one of you already wrote me, actually two of you already wrote me on X and asked me if this is the right link. I put the right links for the merging of AGIX to FET on Cardano down below in the description, and I'll also put the Cardano-Ethereum Bridge down in the description, which is also now live. So now you can use the Ethereum Cardano Bridge for FET. The Singularity Net Ethereum Cardano Bridge has been updated to enable seamless FET token transfer between these two blockchain networks. And again, if you want to be absolutely sure that you use the right link, you go to the ASI Alliance with the golden check mark, followed by all the ASI projects, and then they have the link right here. Right here, you can be 99.9% sure that this is the right link. I'm breaking it to you right now. You can never be 100% sure, because you can never know if maybe something was happened. But yeah, here you can basically be 99.9% sure, which is the highest you can ever be. And let's head over to that real quick so you know how it looks like, which is right here. We have the merger contract. Unfortunately, it's not all on the same. It's different windows, so to speak, but it's all here on the singularitynet.io. Not on the DAO this time. I think that's a bit confusing. I don't know why they did that. Not on the DAO this time, but this time it's on singularitynet.io. And here you can see from Cardano, you can swap your AGIX to, obviously on Cardano, the new FET token. And the exchange rate, we all know the exchange rate. It has been fixed since months and months and months. Is 0.433 roughly. And this is the right address: ASI minus migration.singularitynet.io. Actually, I don't think you can see my my bar on your screen. But anyway, I'll leave a link to that in the description, as well as to the Ethereum Cardano Bridge, which we have right over here. No, actually, that's the same as before. The Cardano-Ethereum Bridge, that is right over here. There it is. Right, and it's basically very similar. You see, you can here just Ethereum to Cardano, or back and forth. You can also Cardano to Ethereum, and then you can send your tokens: AGIX, NTX, Rejuve, Cogito. Is it Cogito? Anyway, and of course your FET. Send it back and forth. So yes, I'll leave the link to the bridge also in the description. It's not in the description right now because I forgot, but after the stream I will make sure to put the link in the stream. If you need it right now, let me know in the comments and I'll give it to you. Alrighty. Good. So very excited that we can finally use the bridge, and you can finally convert our Cardano native tokens from AGIX to FET. I'm very, very excited about the merger continuing, that CUDOS now becomes part of the ASI Alliance. Now, we already talked about this last stream, so I will not go in depth into that, but just to mention it here again, and because I saw some comments on X that, oh, dilution, token dilution. If you are a CUDOS holder, I don't know if dilution is even the right term, because your tokens will just go up in value like freaking crazy. You would have never thought this beforehand. But if you are an ASI token holder, there's no real dilution happening, because the amount of CUDOS tokens is so tiny compared to the overall amount of ASI tokens that are already in circulation, that it's not even a blip, right? It's not even a real blip. It's such a tiny amount of tokens that come into the ecosystem. So we really don't need to worry about dilution here. It's just non-existent, right? Obviously, yes, yeah, but come on, it doesn't really make any difference. And the impact of having now cloud computing baked into the whole ecosystem as an integral internal part of it is worth much more than this tiny blip dilutes the tokens. Okay, so just to mention that here as well. And as always, if you have any questions about the merger, what's going on, what's happening, if you're a CUDOS holder, have any questions, let me know in the chat, let me know in the comments. I will answer any questions that might come up. Why can I not? Give me a second. I'm missing a tab here. I don't see it. Oh, here it is. Now I can see it. Good. This here was quite interesting, so I wanted to mention it. I don't know why Sophiaverse shared it, of all things, but yeah, I saw it over there at Sophiaverse. So BlackRock and Microsoft are teaming up to launch a massive $30 billion AI infrastructure. This collaboration aims to build data centers and energy projects to meet the growing demands of AI infrastructure. And this is mostly concerning, I would say. Obviously, it's a bit interesting, but I don't know how much you guys know about BlackRock, but BlackRock is basically a finance company who has their hands in everything. BlackRock basically controls the world, right? Not really, not fully, but kind of, yeah, they do. They have their hands in basically every big company, sit in every major board of every company, have some kind of collaboration there or some kind of influence there. And well, obviously that's not good. And we all know intuitively why that's not good, because it's very centralized. And what is one of our all main core principles that we stand for over here? Well, it's decentralization. So I hate to see that. I would lie if I would say I'm not a tiny bit excited about advancements of AI in general, but I really hate to see BlackRock having their hand in even more. I mean, obviously they had their hands in Microsoft before, so but yeah, I just hate to see that they are really everywhere. And yes, that's right, Judy, in freaking everything, man. BlackRock is everywhere. And I mean, if you really look into the future and see how this may develop, doesn't look good. This could be very, very dystopian at one point, because, man, again, they are in everything, as you just said, Judy, in freaking everything. But yeah, just to mention that, so yeah, BlackRock having even more influence and even more things around the world. Yikes. Let's get into something different here, which is this one. AI safety showdown. Jan LeCun slams Californian AI bill as Jeffrey Hinton backs regulation. So there's a lot of, again, the California AI bill, we all know about that. It's basically putting power in hands of a few big firms and eliminating smaller firms, even though it has been worked on a little bit, but let's go through this article here. So Jan LeCun, chief AI scientist at Meta, publicly rebuked supporters of California's contentious AI safety bill on Wednesday. His criticism came just one day after Geoffrey Hinton, often referred to as the godfather of AI, endorsed the legislation. Okay. California's legislature, how do I correctly pronounce it? Anyway, California's legislature has passed, which now awaits Governor Gavin Newsom's signature. So I have no idea how American law works. So maybe some of you can tell me in the comments if this is true. So for me, it reads like, okay, people vote on it, or Congress, or whatever the government body is in the state votes on it. So the government body in the state votes on it. Then it passes, but it's not law yet. It is only law once the governor signs it. So the governor basically has the last say and, so to speak, a veto right, and could now also say, no, I don't sign it, and then it does not become law. Is that how it works in the US? I just really genuinely don't know. So please let me know, because it's not how it works here in Germany. Here in Germany, if it's voted on by the governmental body, whether that's in the whole state or in the whole country or just in a state, then it is law. There's no voting right of a governor or a chancellor or whatever. Basically. Okay, good. So then the governor could still say, no, we don't want that. All right. So yeah, then it has passed, and Governor Gavin Newsom could still not sign it. The legislation applies only to models costing at least 100 million to train and operating in California. Now, this might sound a lot, but 100 million to train in the whole AI world, it's really not that much. But at least it's a little bit better than the original bill. Hinton, who left Google last year to speak more freely about AI risks, represents a growing contingent of researchers who believe that AI systems could soon pose existential threats to humanity. Yeah, I have talked about this so many times, I don't need to warm it up again over here. LeCun, on the other hand, consistently argues that such fears are premature and potentially harmful to open research. And I'm obviously much more inclined to buy into Jan LeCun's position than Newsom's position, Hinton's position over here. Anthropic, an AI company that initially opposed the bill, changed its stance after several amendments were made, stating that the bill's benefits likely outweigh its costs. So yes, that's something that's true. The bill is not as it was in its original form. So Anthropic saying, yes, it's okay now, maybe tells me that the bill is not that bad, but overall, just not a good look, man. I'm definitely not for, yeah. But it just makes it more centralized and puts more power in the hands of centralized entities, which is not what I want to see where AI is going. As Governor Newsom considers whether to sign, he faces a decision that could shape the future of AI development, not just in California, but potentially across the United States. With the European Union already moving forward with its own AI Act, California's decision could influence whether US takes a more proactive or hands-off approach to AI regulations at the federal level. Yeah, maybe we talk at some point here about the European Union, but man, the EU is just basically a conglomerate of crooks. That's basically what it is. I don't even want to get into it over here. It's disgraceful. No, really, I want to say this right here. What the European Union is right now and what is happening there in the European Union is just disgraceful. And it disgusts me that I am part of this. Seriously. It's just disgraceful. I don't have any other words for this. Yes, I don't want to get into it here, but man, it disgusts me deeply, deeply what is going on in the EU. Okay, but this is not the topic, and yeah. So let's wait and see. I believe we'll talk about this AI bill quite a few more times, probably next week as well, as we see what is going to happen there. And once it passes, we're really going to have an in-depth look what that actually means now. Or maybe it doesn't pass fully, but we'll see what the governor is going to do. All right. Next thing I want to get into is obviously the biggest AI news of last week. Forget GPT-5. OpenAI launches new AI model Family 01, claiming PhD level performance. And yes, this is very, very impressive what this new model can do. So let's get into it. Designed to reason through complex tasks and solve harder problems. Both models, so you have a preview model and a mini model. You don't have the full model, how it's going to be in the end, available yet. You have a preview model on a premium plan with ChatGPT. So both models are available today for ChatGPT Plus users, but are limited to 30 messages per week for 01 preview and 50 for 01 mini. But I believe at the moment it's 30 messages a day actually for the mini. Not for the preview, but I believe for the mini. And the mini is already quite impressive. However, OpenAI also cautions that as an early model, it doesn't yet have many of the features that make ChatGPT useful, like browsing the web for information and uploading files and images. For many common cases, GPT-4o will be more capable in the near term. The 01 preview model is designed to handle challenging tasks by dedicating more time to thinking and refining its responses, similar to how a person would approach a complex problem. In tests, this approach has allowed the model to perform at a level close to that of PhD students in areas like physics, chemistry, and biology. And it's very, very impressive. I don't have the scores right now here, but look it up for yourself. It's very, very impressive what this model can do. In benchmark tasks such as the International Mathematical Olympiad, IMO, qualifying exam, 01 preview demonstrated its prowess by solving 83% of the problems. a sharp improvement over the 13% success rate of its predecessor, GPT-4o. And I believe this is a mistake in this article, because the O1 preview model, I believe, only got about 50 or 60%, right? Which is still an amazing step up, but the O1 preview model only got about 50 to 60%. The full model got 83%, the model that is not yet available to us. Again, for us available right now for Plus users is a preview model and the mini model, but the full model is not yet available, and the full model is a model that's got 83%, not the preview model, if I'm not confusing something here. So yeah, it's very, very impressive. It has fantastic output. Obviously, it's not AGI. It can never, ever be considered AGI at this point. So calm down, everybody screaming out there, oh, we got AGI now, but it's definitely very, very impressive. And what I talked about earlier, how this model basically works. How this model basically works is beforehand, you have huge data training. Then you have a bit of alignment, guardrails and stuff, and then it puts out an answer very fast, right? But you could prompt the models, and this is what I was talking about beforehand. You could prompt these models with chain of thought prompting so that you get a better answer. You could tell the model, hey, stupid example, calculate 1 + 1. But don't just give me the answer, but walk me through the steps that you use in order to calculate that, right? This is chain of thought prompting. Let the model walk you through the different steps that it takes in order to get to the answer that it gives you. This is now basically pre-programmed into the model. This is what GPT-4o1 now does by itself. It thinks through your questions, through your prompt, through whatever you give it. And you can actually watch it thinking. Now, this is illustrated by this graphic right here. I really like that one because this shows quite well what I'm talking about. As you can see here, I make it a little bit bigger. Most LLMs and all LLMs basically beforehand, ChatGPT beforehand, had a large pre-training. So this is the data it's trained on, right? So it's gray. Here is the data that it's been trained on. A lot of pre-training, then a lot of post-training. Now, these are guardrails, alignment stuff, fences, whatever you do, telling the model, hey, you have to be diverse and buy into the woke narrative and nothing else and be politically biased, right? This is basically post-training. I'm just joking over here, joking just a little bit over here. But anyway, and then you have inference. This is basically the model thinking about your prompt, okay? And now with Strawberry or O1, you have less pre-training, as you can see here. So it's trained on less data than the model beforehand. It's trained on less data, actually. The post-training is also smaller, not by much, but a little bit. But what has grown a lot is the inference. So now it's using a lot more processing power when it's thinking through your prompt. So that also means when you give it a prompt, you don't get an answer right away. You wait. When you give it a prompt, you have to wait for 20 seconds, sometimes even 90 seconds as the model thinks through, right? Thinks through your question, which can be a bit annoying when you wait, but it's in fact amazing if you have very complex prompts because it gets very great output. And the output gets obviously even better when you iterate it even more, right? When you ask follow-up questions, hey, think through that again, look at it one more time, then the output becomes really freaking outstanding. And one amazing use case that we could see in the future, that we could already see right now, which they also talked about already, is just in science. For science, if you have any questions, because again, this model is on a not PhD level, but basically what do you call it before PhD? People who making their PhD. What do you call them in English? I don't know. I forgot. But this basically it is on that level, and that's damn impressive. So you can have it think through very complex questions and tasks to basically solve problems or look at problems from a different angle that you didn't have before. So I will probably make a dedicated video about 401 once the dust settles a bit and we see more about it. Probably when the full version is out. But yeah, it looks pretty damn impressive to me. It looks pretty damn impressive to me. And now let's get over right here and jump into Bitcoin. And if you're not interested in the Bitcoin and the technical analysis, thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to leave a like on your way out. And I'm looking forward to seeing you next week, Tuesday, by the way. Next week, I will have the live on Tuesday, not on Wednesday. So a day earlier. But yeah, let's look at Bitcoin and what's going on over there. Actually, first of all, 20% of you used it at least once. Okay, good to see that. I also used it once. Well, maybe I use it sometimes. Good. Anyway, I want to go into the index. I want to get rid of this. And what did we look at last time? I believe we... I know that what I wanted to see actually happened. I wanted to see it... Why is my indicator not working? All my indicators are not working. Oh, okay, that is. All right, good. So, where did we meet? When did we meet? We met last Wednesday. Okay, this Wednesday. Where's last Wednesday? But by the way, long story short, right now I'm a little bit bearish. I will tell you why. But end of last week, I was very bullish because it happened what I wanted to see, right? Wednesday, I was like, yeah, doesn't look good. We traded up first. We need to take this double top here. This double top here, I believe I was talking about right here. This double top right here, and then I'm bullish if we take this double top right here. And I said, I want to see this taken by Friday. I know these were my exact words, and then I'm turning very bullish because then we also flip this monthly candle. As you can see here, this is monthly open. So as long as the price is below this monthly open, we have a red monthly candle. As soon as the price is above this monthly open, we have a green monthly candle. And on Friday, it happened what I wanted to see. We took this double top very violently. So this made me very bullish. I loved that. And I was like, yeah, nice. Now we are going to see very bullish movement. And then Monday came around. And I hated Monday. And I hated Tuesday even more. Because we talked about this last week, what do I want to see when I'm bullish? I want to see price go down first. Why? To make the tail of the candle, of the daily candle, of the weekly candle, of the monthly candle. I want to see price go down first to make the tail so that it then can go up and makes a wick. If it goes up first, then makes a wick, and then it goes down and makes a tail. So it's bearish when it goes up first, generally. Right? Doesn't have to be. That's why I said I want to see price freak out and takes a double top, which it did. So that made me bullish. But now we saw Monday. Well, Monday went down a little bit, I guess, but basically Monday didn't do anything. And then Tuesday traded up like crazy. I want to see Monday or Tuesday trading down. Monday and Tuesday trading down. But good. Last week was also stupid, just like that. We saw Monday going up like crazy and then just kept going up. So I'm not saying this cannot happen. I'm just saying the other thing is something I rather see because it makes what I want to see more likely. So maybe we see this week again that we are just pushing through and that we are going crazy. But at the moment, I would say before we go up here, we probably go down and take this triple, quadruple, quintuple, sextuple. I don't know, what do you say? Bottom first. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's actually 7 bottoms. We'll probably take that first. At least that's what I would love to see. And I'm not looking to trade before I see this taken, because this is freaking massive liquidity down here. You see that here, there, here, there, right here, there. There are stop losses all over the place. So this looks so juicy to me. I want to see this taken, and then I'm searching for an entry once we take that. beforehand. I actually paid myself at this double top completely, so I'm not in any trade anymore currently. I was considering actually a short right here, but I didn't because I don't trade on the weekend, but it looked good. But yeah, anyway, I want to see this double bottom taken, then I'm looking for a massive long. Maybe price just freaks out. Maybe price just freaks out and takes this double top right here. This double top. If we take this double top, oh man, this is very, very, very freaking bullish. But the most likely, or not the most likely, but what I would like to see most is us going here and then here. This is what I would love to see most. Obviously, we might just go here, or we might just go here. We might just go here. What is most likely? I don't know. From what I'm seeing right now, from what this week tells me right now, Tuesday trading up, I believe most likely is we go down, just like this. And I'm sorry to say, but for me, this right now looks like the most likely scenario because of how this week is forming. I believe it just crashed down here. But yeah, obviously I might be wrong. I would love if I'm wrong. It obviously can also look different. But for me right now, this looks like the most likely scenario. What would mitigate that is if we just keep making higher highs. If we don't go down here by Friday, well, I guess then we are bullish. But yeah, for me right now, this looks like the most likely scenario. But this also doesn't matter that much because now let's jump into our higher time frames. Don't need this line over here. Let's jump into our higher time frames. So yeah, we are extremely, extremely bullish. And we remain, I mean, right now, really extremely bullish because we hold this here as support since months. We have hold this here as support. This is another thing that makes me more bullish than bearish, is that obviously right now I'm a little bit bearish, but overall I'm more bullish because as you can see here, we never closed the candle below that since we got up here. And this is freaking amazing. So this is beautiful, beautiful support right here. Of course, if we lose that, if we actually close the candle below, then but for now, I'm very, very bullish. If we lose that, I'm still bullish, just not as bullish anymore, right? Our next stop is here, then our next stop is here. And I remain bullish, very, very bullish if we don't take this here. If we take this here at one point at all, then I am the biggest bear on the planet. But until we take that, I remain bullish. Above this point of resistance, very bullish. Below here, moderately bullish. All right. And now let's take a brief look at FET because, man, why don't we ever look at FET, right? Maybe we should start looking at FET sometimes as well. And I actually haven't looked at the FET chart in like forever. So what's the first thing I want to see? My monthly support over here. Okay, good. So this is the first big support level that I see, and I can see we actually bounced off of it at one point. If I would trade other things than Bitcoin, this would definitely been a point where I would have looked for a trade on the higher time frames. But let's look at what the daily is doing here so we get a bit more information. All right, okay, a beautiful bounce of this support line here. So this is, oh, and here, okay, yeah, this is great support. Good. There is obviously a lot of liquidity right over here. All the way throughout here, liquidity. We have liquidity below. I mean, this also here, you can see how this also follows by these small assets like FET. Bitcoin is great because Bitcoin has a lot of liquidity in it overall, right? Billions. FET right now, I don't even know. What are we? Like 80 million? 60, somewhere around that, something like that. So it can be manipulated by people much easier. So obviously we want manipulation, but by the big guys, not by the small ones. And FET, ASI can be manipulated by small people much easier. So yeah, but as you can see here, liquidity, and we created a top, run for liquidity, create here double top. We'll likely run out that double top. This is what I would see right now. We will likely run out that double top and go up here, at least in the daily. Because below the market, there's actually not that much liquidity right now, at least not in the daily. Obviously, above here, we have a lot of liquidity. Right here, we have some, but this has been holding as very good support. So I would not look at that at the moment. Let's go into our 4-hour and see what we can see over here. Let's turn that off. That's confusing. Okay, we can see liquidity right here. And this really, I'm just looking for double top and double bottom because it's the most obvious. Of course, right now, here we have a lot of liquidity, but it's also beautiful on resistance. So I wouldn't say we'll take that anytime soon unless Bitcoin makes a nosedive. If Bitcoin makes a nosedive and goes down, goes below this monthly support that I've just shown you, then we'll probably come down here and take this liquidity. Because this looks juicy, I have to say, but if Bitcoin doesn't make a nosedive, then this is probably relatively safe. But we could for sure take this one here. We could take this one here for sure. Like if we look at the 4-hour, we have here an obvious double top right here that we just created in the last couple of days. So this might be run out very shortly, even a triple top if we take this one. So yeah, in the immediate short term, let's look at the 15-minute. Yeah, so this is just trading in the range, right? This is what you often see. I believe it's called an idiot box or something like that, where you create liquidity above and below the market. You see right here, double top, triple top, actually almost quadruple top. Here we had double bottom. That double bottom is run out now. That double bottom is run out now. Actually, it was almost a triple, quadruple bottom. It's run out now. So probably we run out this top now. Yeah, in the short term, we probably go up more than we go down. So in the short term, I'm definitely more bullish on FET, on ASI than I am bearish. But again, this can be easily manipulated. So I also don't like trading these kind of charts. But obviously, I hold it for the long term. So that's what I see in the short term. And let me know in the comments, do you like if we look at FET as well? Do you want me to look at FET as well, not just at Bitcoin? I'm looking at Bitcoin because Bitcoin dictates the market. That's why I'm saying if Bitcoin makes a nosedive, FET will make a nosedive as well. But yeah, let me know if you want me to look at FET as well in the coming weeks. No, I'm seeing a few hearts, so I believe that it's a yes. All right, good. Then I will do that. I will do that in the coming weeks as well. Don't forget, next week, Tuesday. Next week, we'll have the live on Tuesday. And with that being said, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for spending your time with me. Thank you for being part of my community. Don't forget to leave a like on your way out. And I'm wishing you an amazing day. I'm going to see all of you on Tuesday. Bye, guys.